Hello, Spring Valley Elementary School, and hello everyone out there in TV land. This is Dr. Drizzle. We are coming to you live from Spring Valley. In fact, Spring Valley, let's just give them a little hello, a little wave, a little how are you? You can actually say hello for this one. All right. So we are here today to do a little bit of holiday science with you. We have a few experiments up here that we're going to be working with, sharing with our students out here, and then leaving you with a challenge over the holidays to do a little bit of holiday science at home. So let me tell you the theme of today. The theme of today is changes. Changes. Changes that we make because of ourselves, changes that we make because of other people. In science, they call those physical and chemical changes. One of those is a change you can change back. Like if you make a mistake and you want to, ooh, that was a bad mistake and I'm going to fix that. That's a physical change. Because you can immediately change what you've done and it's reversible. In science, that's the way it is too. Then we have those chemical changes. Now sometimes chemical changes are bad. Sometimes we do something and we can't change it. We've made a big mistake in life and we can't change the mistake, but we can do better from it. Sometimes we make a change with chemical changes in our life. Things work pretty good. In science, chemical changes can turn something blah into something really cool. And we're going to see that today, okay? So I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that you are here. And we're going to get ready to start first with our first experiment of the day, which is erupting ornaments. Now, the cool thing about this, boys and girls, scientists, I have chosen some activities that you can actually do at home. None of this is dangerous, okay? So I'm going to tell you about the first one, erupting ornaments. Now, this is a simple change that you probably did when you were in first grade, when you made those little volcanoes. And you put in baking soda, and you put in vinegar, and they erupted a little bit. Well, we're just going to do one really quickly. And I have got a plastic ornament, a plastic one, and I have put in some sodium bicarbonate, okay? And I'm going to put in a little bit of vinegar, and we're going to see if this works. Now, the only reason it might not work is if we did not put enough bicarbonate in there. So we're going to check again, and we're going to check again. And we're going to check. Don't ever do that. Don't ever put your head that close. So let's try this again. So obviously we did not get enough in. First experiment, blah, didn't work. So let's see if we can change that a little bit. All right, we've seen that before, right? So one of the things we're going to learn today is that failure is always an option, because the first time we fail is our first attempt in learning. So when we tried it in the ornaments, not so much. Some of the reasons behind that is we may not have had enough of the dry ingredients, or may have not had enough of the wet ingredients. But we tried it again and we had some success. Now that is a change, right? That is a change. We went from a solid and a liquid to now a liquid that if we let that dry a little bit, or if we heated it up a little bit, we're going to have water again and we're going to have the solid again. So those are changes that we can reverse. All right? There is a little bit of gas going on right here. So let's look at our next experiment. Our next experiment is where I'm going to need a few helpers. Now we've already got our few helpers for this one. And we were looking at a couple of things. So right up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you would come right up here and stand, and if you'll go ahead and put on some goggles, and then just stand right in front of this orange tablecloth and face out to your peers. Now, 5th graders, you might have done this before. This involves a film canister and an Alka-Seltzer. Have we done this yet in 5th grade? Have we done the Pop Rocks? Excellent. I'm kind of proud of that. So what I'm going to ask my babes over here to do is to each take a film canister, and if you will go ahead and pop off the lid, but hold on to it. Now this is what I'm going to encourage you to do at home over the holidays, is to find an old film canister. Now, I know this is hard for you to realize, but a long time ago, when your teachers were younger, our film came in these little containers, okay? And we would pull it out and stick it in a camera. And we would take pictures, and then we would pull it back out and take it to a store, and they would develop it, okay? So we're going to use these film canisters, and we're going to use a little bit of water, and I'm looking for my little bit of water, and it's right here. So I'm going to take this and fill it up. Now you're going to hold on to your lid, so don't get rid of your lids, okay? Here we go. Putting a little bit of water in here. Here we go. Now I'm changing the amount of water that I'm putting in each of these. So for some of them I put quite a lot, and for some I didn't put as much. Now here comes the fun part. The reason they're wearing goggles is because the last time we did this, it turned everybody's hair orange. So I decided to choose people that wouldn't match. I'm just kidding, not orange, okay? But we're going to protect our eyes here. Now I have Effervescent Tablets. You can buy these in the drugstore or in the grocery store. Make sure you do this with a parent. Okay, make sure you do this with a parent. So I want you to hold on to this. It's going to be so much fun. And then here's yours. Don't add it yet. There are $1.47 at Walmart. And there's a lot of them in there. And it's only, it is a cold tablet. And don't put it in there. Don't put it in there. And it's only to be used with parent supervision. Now, here's the cool thing. In just a moment, listen carefully. You ready? In just a moment, you're going to drop in the tablet. As soon as you drop it in, you've got to click that lid on. And it needs to make this sound. Hear that? Let me do that again. Because if it doesn't make that sound, it didn't click. Okay? And then it just gets messy. We don't want to do that. As soon as you do it, okay, you're going to set it on this orange thing, and you are going to go this way. You will set it down, upside down, so the top is on the bottom. Does that make sense? The lid is sitting on the ground. You are going to go that way, and then turn back and watch. Are you ready? I'm very nervous. You can do this. Those of you that are doing this at home or in your classroom, make sure you're protected. Make sure you're going to... Are you nervous? Now, you only have about 5 seconds to get out of there. Oh my gosh, I know, I'm excited too. All right. Ready? It's got to click. Ready? Move this. Ready, set, go. Go, click, click. Make sure you got the right way. Turn it upside down. Turn it. Oh no! Oh no! Where's the lid? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh wait a minute. Oh wait a minute. We have to. We lost a lot of liquid. Now let's talk about. Let's give a hand to our astronauts. Now, I want to talk about that for a moment. What's exciting to me is the one on the end had the least amount of water, okay? It went pretty good. The one on this end had the most amount of water, but what happened to a lot of this water while we were working on it? Yes, sir?
It didn't go as fast as the other.
Yeah, because it took us a while to get the lid on, and in her defense, that lid was a little wonky. It wouldn't stay on very good. So by the time we got it ready, there was only a little bit of water in there. But where did that one go? All the way up there, absolutely. So we're going to call that a chemical change. Now for me, that was really cool. I liked that chemical change. But sometimes we make changes in our life because we do something that's not exactly right, and we can't reverse it, but we can grow from it, okay? So remember, we make good changes in our life, and sometimes we make bad changes in our life. This one turned out pretty good. I like that one. Did you like that one? Yes. All right, let's do another one. Oh, this one scares me. This one scares me. I'm actually going to ask Miss Champion if you will go put this back in the sink and fill it up with hot water again, okay? And I'll tell you about this one. Now, this one is called Elephant Toothpaste, but since we're working as a holiday science show, we're going to call this Reindeer Toothpaste. Now, let me go ahead and give you a little caveat here, which means I'm going to tell you something that happened the last time. So, one time I did it, nothing happened. It was a dud. I was doing it for first grade and the kids just went, oh, that's cool. It wasn't very cool for them. They didn't like it at all. Nothing happened. Then I did it for a group of parents and kids at a science night. And it went so good. Let's don't let Miss Burton hear this. She's the librarian in here. But it went so good it went through the ceiling. Now, oh no, Mr. George is putting his hands over his head right now. He's so nervous. Well, the reason that probably happened is I used too much. So today we're going to use exactly the right stuff. So what we're going to use today is hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, stuff you probably have in your house. I'm actually using the kind that you buy at the hair place to turn your mama's hair from gray back to its natural color. All right? So I've already put that in here. The next thing I'm going to add are a few drops or more of dishwashing liquid. Okay? Now dishwashing liquid is soap. The next thing I'm going to add, which is a little bit more scary, is my water. So let me pour a little bit of that out. And I'm going to take hot water. I hope this works. And I'm going to pour in yeast. Now, when I make biscuits at home, they come in a can and I beat them on the side of the table and they pop out. But people that really cook and really bake, they use this. They use yeast to make the bread rise. So let's see what happens when I add. I'm going to get rid of some of that water because I'm a little nervous. I'm really nervous. I can't decide if I'm nervous that it won't work or nervous that it will work. So I'm going to Now, can someone tell me why they would call that toothpaste?
Because it looks like
Yes, ma'am, in the blue.
it foams up like toothpaste once you brush your teeth.
Yeah, it does, and it's a lot of it. It's more than, did I just splatter that on y'all?
Yeah.
Don't worry, you have 6 minutes to get it off before your skin peels off. No, I'm just kidding. So, elephant toothpaste. Now, if you were up here with me right now, you would feel that this was hot. It's hot. It wasn't hot before, but there's a lot of heat coming off of it. So if you were thinking about what you've learned about chemical and physical changes, what kind of change would that be? We had a temperature change in it. Yes, sir. Chemical change. Chemical changes sometimes involve color changes. They sometimes involve heat. All right, let's go back to changes for just a moment. How many of you have made a change in your behavior for the good? Excellent. How many of you, and be honest, have ever made a change in your behavior for the bad? Yeah, I have too, and that's an okay thing. And guys, if none of you raised your hand, you'd be lying. Because we've all made bad choices in our life. We've all made bad choices. Now, unlike this, I really can't fix this again, okay? But you can make good changes. So let's go to our next experiment. I'm so excited about this one too. Oh, you know what I did? I used the wrong materials, but let's try this. Before we do that though, this is actually my grand finale. I want to talk about a couple things you can do over the holidays. How many of you have ever seen your mom or dad or grandma or somebody use cooking oil? comes in the big container. If you've ever, it's not dangerous. So if you've ever put your finger in it and moved it around, it's kind of thick and slimy, right? How many of you ever had water before? No. Oh, thank the Lord, because if you had said no, that means you have not showered or bathed in 12 years. Oh, that would have been horrible. Okay? So, oil and water do not mix. Okay? Which means they don't come together. They don't dissolve. They're separate. So I want to show you a great trick that you can try over, not trick, science that you can try over the holidays. I want you to get a container that you can put liquid in. Now, a good one to do for this is an old salad dressing bottle or an old vinegar bottle. Something that has a lid on it that you can completely wash out. I want you to put a little water in it. I want you to put some food coloring or these really cool Color My Bath. Yes, I'm that old, and I sometimes put these in my bath because I like to have colored bubbles. All right. And then put in some oil. Okay? Put the lid on it, and then watch what happens. Do you see that? I'm going to flick it again. The oil and water do not mix. Now let me tell you about this. Sometimes in life, we meet people that we don't like. Yeah. And sometimes in life, we don't ever have to associate with them, so we just go that way. But there are sometimes in life when we have to work with those people. We have to go to school with those people. I have to sit in an office sometimes with people I don't like. Not my office now. Other times, not my office now. Okay? But there's sometimes. But look how beautiful that still is when we try very hard to work together. Do you know that I have a lot of energy? I can stay up late. I can get up early in the morning. I have a lot of energy. And by myself, I can make things happen. Okay? I can. I can make things happen. But sometimes when I don't put all of my energy into something, nothing happens. So teachers, if you would come up for just a moment, and we're going to demonstrate to our kids what happens when we put our energy together. So here we are. Everyone wave at the camera because now you're on YouTube. And students, if you'll give me just a few more seconds, I appreciate your behavior so much. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to ask her to hold on to this on the edge. Nothing's happening. I'm working just as hard as I can with you. And nothing's happening. All right, join hands with him. All right, so they're working. But, all right, y'all join hands. So students watch. All right, let's do the one end. So look what happens. We're trying to work together. But maybe, since I'm in it too, maybe let's you and I also. So, sometimes we make good changes in our life. Sometimes we make bad changes in our life. But if we pull together and work together, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much that student that you have to work with sometimes gets on your nerves, no matter if he's the blue one and you're the red one, it can make beautiful things. And if we all work together. Excellent. Let's give them a hand. So our labs really do have to compliment you guys on your behavior today. It has been outstanding. I hope that you guys watching are still having a great time too and are hearing everything well. But we're going to do one more experiment. Now, I was hoping that this experiment would really, really work because I want snow for Christmas.
Yeah.
But unless you go somewhere else, it is probably not going to happen here. Our weather is a little wonky right now, and in places where it's usually hot, it's cold. And in places where it's usually cold, it's hot. So I'm going to pour in instant snow, and I'm going to pray really hard that this instant snow will work. So how many of you know the song, "Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go," come on, let it snow, let it snow. We're not really making any snow, and that's probably because I don't know, but it really doesn't matter so, because it's almost time to go. Yay! Yay! Now, I don't want to throw it for many reasons. But one is we were allowed to use this beautiful library. So let me give you a challenge over the holidays. No matter what you celebrate, I want you to think about the traditions and the things that you do when you get home for these holiday times, this break. And I want you to see if you can figure out what the science is behind it. Okay? Whether it's decorating a tree, whether it's lighting a candle, whether it's making cranberry jelly, whether it's basting a turkey. What is the science behind that? And here's your challenge. Take a picture of it. Write it. Make a movie of it. When you get back to school, have your teacher send it to me. I'm going to put it all together in this big, beautiful movie on the website and give you photo credit for it. And you might also see a science kit come your way, where you can do science in January too. Give me a quiet thumbs up if that's something you think you might can do. Excellent. So those of you watching today and those of you watching in classrooms and across the state and in Canada, make good choices. We make changes in our life. Make good choices. We're going to come back in January for a new beginning. We're going to finish the year strong. And remember, if it's not science, it's not worth doing. Goodbye, everybody. Dr. Drizzle saying goodbye from Spring Valley Elementary School.